Everyone, this is Miss S going over a video that's going to explain the best way for you to come up with a catch-up plan each week in U.S. history. This will prioritize what you need to do first each day and give you a weekly plan that you can update on your own and constantly have ready for yourself. I'm going to send you in Kmail a version of this document. And what it's going to have up here is a spot for your name. So the first thing you're going to do is put your name on your catch-up plan. And there will be a video link right here as well. That will be actually this video that you're listening to now. So there'll be a video embedded within the document in case you ever need to look at it again and have a review of how to create your catch-up plan. Now here's the core of the catch-up plan right here. It is basically almost like the key to a map. It's a color coding system of yellow, green, and purple. Yellow is the most important thing that you need to do first, green the second most important, and purple the thing that you probably still need to do but can wait. Okay, so what I would like you to do is make sure that you can go into your course and copy and paste your grade book all the way up to and including this week's assignments. So all the way from the beginning in Unit 1 all the way down to your assignments for whatever this week would be. So for this week it actually happens to be in Unit 5, but it could be whatever the current work week is. So you're including everything for the week that you're in all the way back to Unit 1. So you're just going to highlight it in the course, copy and paste it right here into the Word document. I have a sample here underneath that we're going to work on now together so you can see how this is done. Once you have your gradebook copy and pasted into your Word document, you're going to start color coding. Doesn't sound too bad, right? It's almost like coloring. So we're going to start with the yellow category. Now, the yellow category you determine by going to your announcements for this week's work. You want to identify what graded work is due this week. To do that, you want to go into your course and click on the weekly to-do list. This happens to be October 8th through 12th. It doesn't matter what week it is, but I'll have a weekly to-do list posted for you, and you can click on that announcement. Now you need to scroll down. This is the part that many students are missing. You can actually scroll down on the document and you get to see almost like a calendar here. You can print this out by copying and pasting it into a Word document and printing it, and you can see that all the graded assignments are actually listed right here for you. Okay, so graded activities that are due each day are in red. It also tells you just what lessons we're covering and what their titles are so that you know what the scheduled work is for each day. Okay, once you have figured out what work you need to do for the week, that's when you need to go back into your catch-up plan and scroll down to the bottom, which is your current work. Okay, this is the work for the week. So notice that in the announcements for this week in particular, the assignments ranged from lesson 404 to 507. So I'm going to go ahead and take my gradebook here and say, okay, I haven't done anything for the week yet. Like maybe this is like today, it's Wednesday, and I haven't done anything yet. So I want to make sure that I highlight everything that I'm missing in yellow. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this here all the way up to the Unit 4 test and choose yellow. Okay, so that's all yellow now. That's going to be my most important category. I also noticed that we start Unit 5 this week. So I want to make sure that I highlight that yellow as well. This is everything that is going to be zeroed out in the gradebook on Monday. So this needs to be my priority. Everything else in the gradebook that has a 0 or a lower grade that I want to change is already impacting my grade. But this stuff, this can help me increase my grade. Okay, so that's why that's a priority. If I wait on this and I don't do it, and as a student and Miss S goes in on Monday and puts a 0 in, my grade will drop drastically. And this is actually where most of the frustration comes from students. They realize that they're fighting an uphill battle. You got to make sure that you do the current work first so that you can actually see your progress. Okay, once you've identified the current work, you know what you need to do before Monday. So if I were a student, I would say, okay, this is my priority, so I probably want to make sure that I'm doing current work first. Let's say that today's current work is actually in lesson 5. Okay, so the current work that's scheduled is lesson 501 and 502. I can see that for today I have to do a quiz. So I'm going to make sure I do 501 and 502 first. Then if I have additional time today, I'm going to go back into Unit 4 and make sure I can knock out as many of these yellow assignments as I can first. That's my priority. That way, I know that I'm working on what's scheduled for today. I can ask Miss S questions in office hours. I understand what's going on in the live session because I'm working on the current work. I'm reading and discussing what they're talking about in class. It will make a lot more sense. Okay, so that's the yellow category, and that's how you move through there. All that stuff needs to be done by Sunday night before Miss S goes into the gradebook, me, and goes in and puts in the 0. Okay, the next category is the green category, and this is simply anything that is already considered late, that has not been submitted. This is what most students try to do first, and this is the problem. There's already a 0 in the grade book, so it's already brought your grade down. This is only what you want to do once you've caught yourself up on your current work and nothing else is considered late. Then go into your grade book just like we did with the yellow, highlight it green. Okay, so anything with a 0, if I'm missing anything, okay, it might be a few things here or there, or it might be a total unit of work, whatever it may be, okay, you gotta go through your gradebook and identify anything with a 0, okay? So it looks like I've done that. That's my next priority. So let's say Monday comes around, and I've done all this. I've done all the yellow, and everything is up to date, and I'm starting lesson 508 on Monday, and I'm up to date with my work. I know that I can now go back and focus on getting some missing work completed. Okay? Truth be told, if I use the weekend to test on Unit 4, I should have already done this stuff. Okay? So try to make it make sense. If you're doing your current work for Unit 4, and most of what you have due on Monday has to do with Unit 4 and you have to test, your priority should probably include what is going to be tested on. Okay, so that's just a side note. You can come back and do it later because they already have 0s, but you might want to chunk your material based on what makes sense for you in completing those larger assignments. So as I go through the week and I'm working, I say, okay, as long as I'm up to date on my current work, then I can go back in and make sure I take care of the 0s. Okay, and again, work in a way that makes sense. If you started missing work back on 305, move forward. Don't go backwards if you don't have to. Okay, move forward anytime that you possibly can within each category. Okay, so 305, 307, 309, again, each day making sure your current work is done first, but then knocking out those 0s. Your last task is to go into the grade book and to make up any points where you've been missing them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight in purple some areas where I can make up some points. The only time that doesn't apply, guys, is when you have a unit test. If you've bombed a unit test and you're missing a lot of points, you got to make that a priority to go back in and do better on that, at least to pass. If you pass a unit test, I'll give you a 50% to start on your missing work in that unit. Okay, so for example, if I came back here and I focused just on the quizzes and I did well and I took the test for Unit 3 and I passed it, Miss S will go back in, I will go back in and give you 50% for the work that you were missing. All right, but typically the rule is as stands. Do your current work within the week first, your yellow. Once the daily scheduled work is done and you have all the yellow done, then you go back and you work on the green. Okay, but it's almost like cyclical. You're always doing your current work first, always yellow first, green next, purple last. Okay, so this student now has everything identified. Now you notice that this is done and you may say, well, this works great, but this is only for this week. Each Monday, or maybe even just Tuesday morning, when you are ready, when you see the 0s in your grade book, you can go in and update this. Okay, so when you see the 0s in your grade book, maybe Tuesday morning or whatever the case may be, you can go back in there and just recopy and paste your grade book. Okay, and that's how it works. You can just take this out, Copy and paste your updated gradebook so that you can see everything updated, and just use the color coding system. This will really help you see some progress. Otherwise, you're basically just fighting the gradebook and you're going to get frustrated, and that's never ever what we want to see. Okay, just as a final reminder, I noticed that a lot of students are missing this part or forgetting this part. If you click on Class Connect, this is a very valuable resource to you. Okay, if you click on Class Connect, it will open up a document and it tells you to scroll down to view the entire document. This is basically your recording list. It tells you when your live sessions are, when office hours typically are, and it gives you a list of recordings, including how to use the U.S. History course, how best to read in the U.S. History textbook, and it gives you every live session recording that we've ever done. Okay, so that's for this entire quarter so far. They're arranged by topic and by date, so you can always tell what we covered on what day. Now, that's not it. There are instructional videos as well. For any lesson that we didn't cover in a live session, I've done an instructional video walking you through how to complete that assignment or complete that lesson and everything that's in it. Also, if you have a written assignment, there's a list of written assignment directional videos. So for example, the Getting to Know You assignment or the ratification assignment, maybe even the Eventful Times assignment from Unit 3, if you're missing any of those, there's a corresponding link. Now, if you're having problems viewing the video within the page, so if you click on this and you can't see the video there waiting for you, what you may need to do is copy the link and put it into another window. Okay, it works for me, but some students are having problems accessing it. So if that's the case, you want to go back into Class Connect, copy the link of the recording that you need, and just put it into another external window. Okay, so open up another browsing window and put it in there. Okay, I really hope that this helped you guys. If you have additional questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. Remember, it's all about doing your current work first, stabilizing the grade, essentially stop the bleeding, and then move on to the things that you can pick off in your grade book, replace those zeros so you can improve your grade. Okay, good luck, and I'll send this out to you as soon as possible.